y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh, y'all. Make sure you double tap in and tell me LPN, RN, BSN, Bridge, LPN, RN, BSN, Accelerated. If you're MA, MD, dental, farm, whatever. Tell me and let's get started. Let's, it's been a minute, so we're gonna hop right in it. Y'all make sure y'all double tap in and share the live and we will get started. You're right on time. I have a test tomorrow. Oh shoot, Latoya Lachey. Let's get it then. I hope y'all are having an exceptionally well week. But we're gonna study tonight as much as I can. Okay? Until it's time to go to bed and take my medicine. But yeah, how y'all doing? It's finals coming up. We got graduation coming up. Got a lot of stuff going on. My vacation was superb. I had an excellent time on a cruise full of nurses on Virgin Voyages. It's Nurse Gang at Sea. And I had a blast. Weather could have been better in Mexico, but I'm not going to complain. I went to Bimini. I got time to spend with my best friend, meet some awesome, cool nurses from all over the country, and had a freaking ball. Got on a plane or wherever I did or wherever I went, it got COVID. So, yeah, I guess I had too much fun, I guess, but we're here. Y'all make sure y'all double tap and share the live, and we'll get started momentarily. Yeah. All right. Y'all excited about tonight? I'm excited about tonight. It's been a minute. Y'all know I always get excited about dosage calculations. So if you are new here, hey, I'm Nursey, a blessed RN. I have a YouTube channel, which this is streaming to right now. So once we get done studying, be sure to look at the replay. If you have any questions though, or you want to slow it down, speed it up, you know, because I do talk, I do explain. That's what I'm here for, because everybody calculations. It is easy as knowing multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition. And from this point on, we're not going to be doing math. We're going to be solving puzzles. And I say puzzles because it sounds easier. It takes the sting away. Because when you hear math, you're like, oh my gosh, it's math. Yeah. So I don't have any conversions for tonight. I will be doing like a beginner session soon. So if you're just starting in school, don't worry, don't fret. I will do a beginner session on live. I also have a beginner like dosage playlist on my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed there, I would implore you to go there because it's a great resource. Also, if you need more practice questions, I have quizzes on my website for the frizzy, okay? So that is in my bio as well. And if you need even more questions, I have a workbook and it teaches you how to do all the puzzle piece methods, break it down, give you hints, and gives you over 300 plus practice questions and the answers. All right. So if y'all are ready, put a 1 in the chat and let's do it. Put a 1, put your finger in the air if you the one. Yeah. And I will go ahead and hook this up and we're going to do some things. Let's cast that. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. All right, come on, iPad, wake up. There we go. Let's cast this. Okay, so our iPad's connecting. These are the rules. Because remember, I said we're doing puzzles. We're not doing math. This is how we're going to do most of all of our problems. You're going to read the question first. Read the question, right? Then we're going to find out what is that question asking for me to give it. Okay? And you're going to give it all of what it's asking for you to give it. So if it's milliliter, we want milliliter. If it's milliliter per hour, we want milliliter on the top, hour on the bottom. We want milliliter per dose. We want milliliter on the top, dose on the bottom. Okay? That's how we're going to do it. And then we are going to keep what's together. So things that are paired, things that are equal to each other, they're relative to each other. They stay together, okay? You keep them together. They're on a puzzle piece. Things that are by themselves are going to stay by themselves on their own little puzzle piece, okay? And then we're going to always start with what our goal tells us, okay? A lot of people don't know dimensional analysis because they don't know how to set it up. They don't know what to start with. They don't know what comes next. And yeah, so we're going to fix that. You always start with your goal. If you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it. And then we can tell what's next by what's on the bottom. If it's not a part of that goal, then it has to go away. And the way that we cancel out units is what's on the bottom has to be on the top, and you cancel it out. Okay? Simple enough, right? Simple enough. Let's do it. Where is my cast? Boom, boom. Here we go. All right. So we'll start off with I don't know. They're in no kind of particular order. I just said, let's go hard and we'll go step by step. If you have a question, this is a very interactive live. This is a safe space here. Don't come in here talking about you're scared and you're afraid. That's not allowed. That's the only thing that is not allowed is fear. Okay? We can be kind of uncertain and don't know, but we are not scared and we are not afraid of numbers and letters. Okay? Alright, so provider orders the IV solution of sodium chloride, 0.9% normal saline, 250 mLs with drug C, 1 gram, at 14 milliliters per hour. How many milligrams per minute of drug C is infusing? And we're going to round to the nearest tenth. Okay, y'all, what is our goal? What is this question asking for me to solve for? Canadian registered nurse, I am COVID ridden. My vacation was excellent, but I got sick on the way home. Who knows? I don't know where I got it from, but I got it. So, I got my meds. I got some time off work. I'm hydrated. I'm quarantined away. And so that's that. I know. It's okay. It's all right. It happens. It's part of the game, I guess. All right, what are we looking for? What is our goal here? Remember, I told you, you talk to me, I talk back. Whatever T-Pain said. So, what is the goal? Please, we need you to be strong for us. I know, I'm getting there. I was staying in bed all day, but I got up today, so I'm getting there. Y'all gonna tell me what the goal is, or I'm gonna tell you? Support team and an awesome family, and I miss being around them too. It's like I was away for vacation and now I gotta be away in quarantine so they won't get sick. All right, so boom, you said milligram per minute. That is the absolute goal. Yay, you did that part right. So milligram will be on the top and minute will be on the bottom. All right, that was first thing. So now we need to pick out the puzzle pieces. So what do we have that goes together? So when you see those words like with or in or per, those are the marriage words. That means that they are together, okay? So we got 250 mLs with drug C, 1 gram. So boom, they're together, okay? So 250 mLs and you've got 1 gram. Okay, and then it's going at 14 milliliters per hour, right? Boom. So that's together, 14 milliliters per hour. All right, that's the only thing that it gave us. All right. So 0.9% saline, it's just the type of solution that the medicine is swimming in. It's like a name, okay? All numbers aren't created equal. It's a name. So you don't have to put 0.9%. It does not belong here, okay? Why did you do minute instead of hour? Sovereign Scent Company, you see this right here? That's what the question is asking for us to give it. So we only give the question what it asks for us to give it. Okay? All right. So what are we going to do now? We are going to start with this top goal. You see milligram is on the top and minute is on the bottom. That's the picture on our puzzle box. That's what we want our equation to look like. The numbers will be in the place that the numbers need to be in. They get there by the units of measures that they are associated with, okay? So we are essentially pairing up units and canceling them out, and the numbers will be in position either in the numerator or the denominator once we get done setting up the equation, okay? So do we have milligrams to put on the top and start with? No, but we have grams. But what is the rule? The rule is you start with what it is that you're looking for. If you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it, okay? So since I have a gram, I know that I can't put that first. I need milligrams. So I'm going to use my milligram to gram conversion. So 1,000 milligrams equals to 1 gram. Okay, so now I have my top goal. Boom. So what comes next? I need grams to be canceled out because that's not part of the goal. Anything that's not a part of the goal has got to go, right? So this one has my grams in it. Guess where I'm going to put the grams though? I'm going to flip it, whoop, and put it on the top. So 1 gram over 250 ml. So you see my grams, they cross out now, right? So now I have milliliter at the bottom. I need milliliter at the top. This puzzle piece has the milliliters in it, and it's already at the top. So I'm going to leave it just like it is. So 14 mLs per hour. Cancel out my milliliters. And now I have hour at the bottom. I need minute. So I'm going to use a minute to hour conversion, right? So 1 hour equals 60 minutes. And now our puzzle is complete and we can do the math. And that's going to be multiplying your numbers across the top, you get a number, multiplying your numbers across the bottom, and you get a number, and then you divide the top by the bottom, and that's your answer, okay? So 1,000 times 14, that's 14,000 divided by 250 divided by 60, and that's going to be 0.933333333, right? And it says to round to the nearest tenth. So if this is my answer, what will be the answer that I need to give it? Because I got to round it to the nearest tenth. What would be my final answer? A lot of people get the questions wrong because they don't round and they don't label. So make sure you round how they tell you to round and you label your answer when you get finished too, okay? So we're rounded to the nearest tenth. So we start at the tenth place, right? And then if you go to its neighbor on the right, that's a 3. If it's 4 or below, it doesn't change. It's a no-go. If it's 5 or more, then that 10th place increases by 1. So this is 3, so it doesn't change, right? So my final answer would be 0.9 milligrams per minute. How y'all feel? We're going to do all our questions like this, except for like tube feeding, because it's different. It's a handful of things that you really can't use dimensional with. But everything else you can. Like tube feeding is different. Well, when you do the dilution for it. So, but we'll go over it. All right. Boom. That's how we do that one. Any questions about it before I go on to the next one? And remember, this is a safe place. I'd rather you get all your questions and your question marks, your whatever you got in your head here, and then you go and rock it out on the test. Yeah. All right. Hold your peace in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go to the next one then. Okay. A provider has ordered. I failed my first exam last week, and I'm praying I pass the next one in May. You got a miracle. Come study with me. Kai, I went too fast. Okay, I slow down. When I talk too much, y'all say go ahead. When I go too slow, y'all say hurry up. I try to find a happy little medium. And don't forget that you can watch this replay on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN, too, okay? All right. A provider has ordered drug P 2.5 milliequivalents per kilogram per day by mouth divided in equal doses every 6 hours to a child who weighs 85 pounds. Available is drug P 40 MEQ per 15 ml. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? All right, so what is the goal? What is this question asking for me to give it? What's the goal? Is MEQ supposed to be like a milligram? So milli equivalents, that's what MEQ is. It's just a different unit of measure. You see this a lot with your electrolytes like potassium, because potassium can't be milligrams, it's electrolyte. So it's measured in milli equivalents instead. Okay. So yes, our goal is milliliter per dose. And y'all see, you have to get everything. Don't just say milliliter, because it can say milliliter per minute, per hour, per day, per dose, per what. So it specifically said per dose. That's what's going to influence your equation. Okay. So my goal is milliliter per dose. All right. So what are my puzzle pieces? So this is your order. You see this right here? That's a kilogram, right? That means weight. So this is a weight-based problem. Weight-based. So when you have a weight-based problem, you need the 3 P's. You need your patient's weight, you need your prescription, and you need your product, which is your medicine. Okay? The 3 P's, like the loan that people be going to jail for. All right? So what is our patient's weight? It's 85 pounds. I'm going to keep my pounds just like it is. I seen somebody, I think it was you, Miracle, who said the first thing that you was going to do was convert the pounds to kilograms. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let my equation do all the work for me. I'm going to pick up my calculator one time, okay? And I'm going to round one time. I'm going to let it do, okay? And I'm going to round one time. The order is 2.5 MEQ per kilogram per day. All right, so let me show you something, okay? Oop, nope, that ain't it. That's it. There, all right. Isn't our goal milliliter per dose? Isn't our order the amount for the whole day? This is how you use the goal to see what it is that you need to pick out. So, because my order has day in it and my goal has dose, I need something to cancel that day out, right? And I need to know how many doses are in the day. So, this part right here, because it says an equal divided doses every 6 hours, that tells me that this is the amount for the whole day. I need to know how much to give for one dose. So that every 6 hours is how many times you give a dose in a day. It's called the frequency. So if we are to give a dose every 6 hours, there are 24 hours in a day. We're giving a dose every 6. How many doses are in the day? We would do 24 divided by 6. And that's going to give us 4 doses in the day. So that's going to be a puzzle piece 2. Okay. So one day has 4 doses. Okay. Now, the last part is our last P, right? Which is our product, our medicine. So that's going to be 40. I'm going to write it right here. 40 MEQs per 15 milliliters. Okay. So now we have all of our puzzle pieces popping. Let's put it together. What are we going to start with? What's the rule? Your goal, right? You keep your goals first. They're your top priority. So what's on the top will be first. So what puzzle piece has your milliliters in it? This one. So I'm going to flip it and put my milliliters on top. 15 mLs over 40 MEQs. Okay. Now, can I repeat how I got the 4 doses? Yeah. So you see this part right here. This is your frequency. This tells you how often you give a dose. So it'll give you how many doses are in the day. So 24 hours are in the day. We're to give a dose every 6. So 24 divided by 6 would be 4. So there are 4 doses in the day. Does that make sense? Thought I had to cough. We good? We good? Okay. So now I have milli. Yeah. All right. You're welcome. We have milli equivalents at the bottom. I need milli equivalents at the top. So that's this piece. So 2.5 MEQ per kg slash day. All right. Milli equivalents cancels out. And now I've got kg and day at the bottom. All right. Use that one. Use that one. So I like to go from the left to the right. So let's look at these kilograms. Do I have any kilograms to put on the top to cancel out? I don't, but I got pounds. So I'll use my pounds to kilogram conversion. Okay. So 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kgs cancels out. And now I can put my 85 pounds at the top. And anything that's by itself, I put it over 1. That 1 is like a placeholder. It says, shroop, this number is at the top. So once you multiply, you know that that number goes on the top line, not the bottom, okay? So pounds cancels out. And the last thing that I have is day. And so that's this puzzle piece, because in one day, there are 4 doses. So now my days cancels out, and I have milliliter at the top, boom, boom, and dose at the bottom. Do-doom. Puzzle is complete. And now all you have to do is multiply and divide. That's it. If you flip it, does it mess with the calculation? Absolutely not, Miracle, because these are not fractions. These are things that are equal to each other. They're relations. They're in a relationship. They've married. They're equal to each other. So 15 milliliters is in 40 mill equivalents. 40 mill equivalents is in 15 milliliters. The way that you flip these is going to put the numbers in the position in order for you to give the question what it wants. Okay? I have trouble with flipping and knowing what to multiply against each other. Sovereign said, this is what you do. What's at the bottom? Okay? That's what comes next. What's at the bottom has to go to the top unless it's part of the goal. Your goal is your very, very best friend in dosage calculations, in all nursing questions, because you want to give the question what it's asking. So that's why we look at what's on the bottom, put it on the top, and we just want this to look like this once it's finished, with just this unit of measure and this unit of measure remaining. Okay? Can you explain to me dose or day? This is one, Carly. This was just one of them. Exactly. I've got some more, y'all. We just getting started. We're just getting started. All right, so 15 times 2.5 times 85 divided by 40 divided by 2.2 divided by 4. I got 9.05. 9.05. And it says to round to the nearest tenth. So what would be our answer if we're rounding to the nearest tenth place? So what would be our answer if we're rounding to the nearest tenth place? Conversion for milli equivalents, not to my knowledge. It's some scientific way that you break it down. You don't even need to know all that. Just know that a mill equivalent, that's going to be your unit of measure. Okay, it's going to be on the top, it's going to be on the bottom, and it's going to be canceled out. Okay. Do I do desired over half? I don't like to. I don't like to because it fools people. You start off all good and happy, and then you get like to complicated stuff like this, or microgram per kilogram per minute, or other stuff, and then if you're not good at math, you don't know where to go. So if you learn this way first and you get comfortable with it, you can do mostly all of your dosage calculations the same way. So you'll see as we go through these questions tonight, I'm going to be doing them the same exact way. Reading the question, finding the goal, putting together, what's by itself, and just lining up the units, and that's it. No math involved until the very end. Because how many people, show of hands, how many people are good at math or believe you are good at math? And it's okay. It's just us. Nobody gonna come across your phone and be like, oh, you bad at math. Boo. Right? So, anybody good at math? No? Okay. That's okay. That's one person that said no. No? All right. So I don't see too many people saying that they're good at math, right? And or they like math. So this is a way for anybody who likes math or does not like math. Okay. I took my doses and I was which one, Heidi? Which kind of questions? Do do do. All right, this is a different one. You know what? I'm gonna come back to it because we're kind of in a groove. I'm gonna come back to the tube feeding question because it's different. I'm gonna come back to it. I promise, because somebody asked me for it. Hesty, Hesty be adding all that extra stuff in. Was it the fluff that got you? All right, a client weighs 98 pounds. The nurse is to start. I bet it was. The nurse is to start an IV drip at 5.5 micrograms per kilogram per minute. The IV bag is labeled 150 mgs and 250 mLs of lactated ringers. How many milliliters per hour will the IV infuse? All right, so y'all tell me, what is the goal? What are we looking for? Right? Milliliters per hour. Okay. So this is a weight-based question because you see that kg, that means it's weight-based. So I'll need my patient's weight, 98 pounds. My prescription is 5.5 micrograms per kilogram per minute and 150 mgs per 250 ml. Okay. Those are all of my pieces that it gave me. Okay. So what are we going to start with if we're looking for a milliliter at the top? I need something to drink. My mouth is dry. Hey, Asia, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. Y'all, thank y'all for 1.2K likes. Y'all keep double tapping that screen so the FYP can do its job and get all of the nursing students in here so we can defeat dosage calculations because the nurses are coming, right? So, yes, 250 mLs will be on the top and my 150 mgs will be on the bottom. Correct. So, what comes next then? Let's get used to saying, okay, what's on the bottom needs to go on the top. What comes next? My milligrams. Do I have a puzzle piece with milligrams in it? I got micrograms. Can I put a microgram on top of a milligram? Nope. But Mtigo, I hope I said it right. That means you have to use your conversions, right? So this is when your conversions come into play. So we've got milligrams to micrograms. So I know that 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms. Now I can put my 5.5 microgram per kilogram per minute on the next puzzle piece, right? And you just cancel out your units as you go. So that's how you can be certain that you're finished with your problem and it looks like your goal. Cancel out those units as you go. So what's next? We can do kilogram or minute. It doesn't matter which order you go in, just as long as both of them are canceled. I like to go from the left to the right. So I'm going to do my weight conversion, okay? Because my weight is in pounds. So 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. So I cancel out my kilograms. And now I can put my 98 pounds on the top and 1 on the bottom because it's by itself. This is dimensional analysis. Yes. All right. And now my last puzzle piece will be to take care of these minutes because I need hour, right? So 60 minutes equals to 1 hour. Your minutes cancels out and now everything is gone except for milliliter at the top and hour at the bottom. You got 40% of your test today. You're heaven sent. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad. 98 times 60. And I keep everything inside the calculator in case you're wondering. Yeah, because look at it. That's a big old number, isn't it? Who want to write all that down? And then what if you don't put all the zeros back in? Because you know a zero can make your answer really, really big. or it can make it really, really, really small. So I do what's called the calculator trick. So I multiply all of my numbers across the top. I don't put the ones in because they don't matter. All right. And then once I get to the top of that line, I hit divide. I don't hit equals, I hit divide. And then I enter all of my numbers on the bottom and I put divide them between those. So I've already hit divide. So I'll do 150 divided by 1000 divided by 2.2. And then I put equals. And then I have my answer, which is 24.5. 24.5 milliliters per hour. Okay? Y'all with me? Do you like it? You got questions? Now's the time. Is there another way to answer it? Absolutely. There's always more than one way to answer a question. But is it easier? I'll let you be the judge of that. You would convert your pounds to kgs. So 98 divided by 2.2. And then you would get your kgs and then you multiply it times 5.5 micrograms, right? And that's going to give you how many micrograms per minute. Then you need to multiply it by 60 so you can get micrograms per hour. Then you can convert your micrograms to milligrams. And that's going to give you how many milligrams per hour. And then that is your desired. And then your whatever that is over your 150 times your 250. She said yes, but it's harder that way if you're not good at math. Yes. I do, Betty. I do provide one-on-one tutoring. I sure do. All right. Okay, this is a PEDS question, right? Yeah. I feel like this way is better. Yeah, and that's the thing. Desire over have is easy, like when you have like capsules and tablets and liquids. But once it gets to stuff like this and other things, it just gets harder if you're not good at math. This way, you can do the easiest conversion to the hardest microgram per kilogram per minute problem. Okay? So I'm trying to set you up for success. A lot of people are like, well, I just don't understand it. Give it a try. Give it a try. And then go from there. Okay? All right. So the medication order reads drug B, 30 milligrams per kilogram by mouth every 6 hours. The child weighs 40 kilograms. Drug B is available in the concentration of 200 milligrams per 5 milliliters. How many milliliters of the drug will you administer to this child? All right, y'all. Same thing. What is the goal? That's the first thing that you should be looking for. What is this question asking for me to give it? What's my goal here? Oh, I didn't know that. I'm only a first semester student, and so far, desire over half is my favorite. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of gets you comfortable, and then you get into some more stuff, and you're like, uh-oh. Right? So this is just asking me for milliliter, right? So if it does not say milliliter per day, per hour, per minute, it is going to be asking for a dose. Because what is this class? Dosage calculations. All right. So I'm just going to be looking for one dose. Okay. And you can leave it as a dose goes, or you can write it in or whatever. Because look, right here, this is your order, right? It's got 30 milligrams per kilogram. If it does not have /day, /minute, /hour behind it, it is for what? One dose. So it's a dose goes, woo, that's floating behind it. It's invisible, right? So that is for one dose. It did not ask, the goal didn't ask us for the day. So we're figuring it out for one dose. Y'all picking up what I'm dropping? All right. So 30 milligrams per kilogram. That is our order. We don't need this because we're not looking for how much is in a day. That's not what the question asked us, right? Okay. So our patient's weight is 40 kilograms. And then our concentration of our medicine is 200 milligrams per 5 ml. All right. So what are we going to start with if this is asking for a milliliter? You see how we're doing this the same way? It's all these different types of questions, but we're doing it the same way every single time. That's why I like it. All right. Okay, Kai. So 5 ml over 200 mgs. Okay, so what comes next? How do you know what comes next? What's at the bottom? So we already got the goal. So everything else has got to be gone, right? It's got to be canceled. So we know what's next is the milligrams, right? So what comes next? The 30 milligrams, right? So 30 milligrams per kilogram. Boom. Cancel that out. Now we got kilograms at the bottom. So what comes next? The 40 kilograms. All right. And because it's by itself, I'll put it over one. That one's a placeholder. It says that shroop, this is at the top, right? So kgs cancel out. And everything is now gone except for what the question asked us to give it, which was milliliter. All right. So we'll do 5 times 30 times 40 divided by 200, which is going to be 30 milliliters. That's what they like. They like that. Yay. Y'all like it? I like it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you to like it. I hope you like it because I want you to defeat dosage. The nurses are coming. Yeah, you got it right. Ah, see? And once you get it, like once the light bulb comes on, it shines bright. I mean, you want to cross out everything, but you got to stop at the goal. Don't keep going. You just stop at what the goal is, okay? Don't keep on. You're like, okay, in 60 minutes is an hour, and an hour is no. Stop. You got to stop, okay? All right. Alrighty. I'm a high school senior, but I kind of understand right now. I'm studying for PCT. Okay, cool. Since you're a high school senior, you probably took chemistry. This is what you call stoichiometry in chemistry. Thank you, Melissa, for the gift. I appreciate it. All right, so this is another one. So if you have issues with day versus dose, I'm going to show you day versus dose, okay? A provider has ordered drug A 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose, IM, every 8 hours. Patient weighs 48 kgs. Drug A injection is available as 40 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliter should the nurse administer per dose? All right, so what is our goal? What are we looking for? Y'all, please forgive me too. I feel like I'm glitching. I kind of got COVID brain. So I'm trying to work through it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Reset, control, alt, delete. All right, yes, most definitely, because I want to put that 1 kg is 2.2 pounds, but I realized it was already converted. Yes, don't convert your weight if it's already there, right? Nursey have a light count that needs to be reached before each question. Oh, you know what? I try to do that, and it slows down the live, and I'm just like, you know what? Get through it. I feel like I'm pedaling for likes, so it'll come. But y'all heard the lady. She said, I need 1,000 likes per question. If I don't get 1,000 likes per question, then this study session is over. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. All right. So what is our goal? Our goal is milliliter per dose. All right. Boom. Milliliter per dose. Okay. So remember, this is a weight-based question. So we need the 3 P's: patient's weight, prescription, and product. Right? So our patient's weight is 48 kg. Okay. Our prescription, boom, 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose. All right. Now pause. This is how you use the goal to pick out the stuff. Okay. Remember, I said your goal is your very best friend. So look, the goal says dose, right? Okay. Look at your order. That's per dose, right? That is the amount per dose. So, since the goal is asking per dose and the order has per dose in it, do we need to know how many doses are in the day? Do we need a puzzle piece with day? No, we do not. So guess what's going to be fluff this time? That. We don't need the frequency. Does not need to be there, okay? Are you picking up what I'm dropping? If y'all picking up what I'm dropping, let's get some double taps going. Because we defeating dosage tonight. Hey, I love it. Okay. So our last P is our prescription. I mean, our product, right? So 40 milligrams per milliliter. All right. And those are all of our puzzle pieces that we need. Okay. How are we going to start this puzzle? Y'all let me know. How we going to start the puzzle? We always start with the goal, right? What's the goal? Milliliter. What puzzle piece has milliliters in it? Exactly. This one. So ml over 40 mg. Okay. Next, we got milligrams at the bottom. That's not part of the goal, right? Because we already got milliliter at the top. The only thing next that we need to get is dose at the bottom. So what comes next? This one. 2.5 mg per kg per dose. Okay. So now we got kg and dose at the bottom. Oh, we got another goal. Goal. That's the goal right there, right? But we got to get rid of these kgs. So the last puzzle piece would be our kgs. 48 kg and it's by itself. Boom. Put it over 1. Put your finger in the air if you the one, girl. Put your finger in the air if you passing dosage. Hey, put a finger in the air if the nurses are coming. Yes. Love it, love it, love it. Now let's do the calculations. So 2.5 times 48 divided by 40. I got 3 mLs per dose. Yes, Liz, I see you. I see you. Yes. Anybody have any questions about this question? Questions about this question? Back at you. All right. Y'all want to do some more? Y'all want to do some more? Every 8 hours, what happens? Nothing. That is fluff. That is fluff. So this tells you, all right, so what is going on? All right, let me get out my colors. Los colores, los colores. All right. So look, this is your order, right? And this says that 2.5 milligrams per kilogram of body weight needs to be given per dose. So for a dose, that is how much needs to be given. It's going to be given intramuscular because that's what IM means. That's your route. And you give a dose every 8 hours. So 8 hours comes around, boom, you give a dose. Every 8 hours comes around, boom, you give a dose. Every 8 hours comes around, boom, you give a dose. The question was, how many milliliters do you give in a dose? It did not ask me for how many milliliters I would give in the whole entire day, which would be every 8 hours, right? So that's 24 divided by 8, which would be 3 doses in the entire day. We did not need that this time because that's not what the question asked me to give it. You only give what the question asked for. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? If it says daily, then that's when you would include the doses, right? Yes, Giovanni, exactly. Exactly. So I showed it to you kind of like if you're looking at the goal and the goal has dose in it and your order has dose in it, then you don't need the frequency, which is this. When it says every QID, BID, TID, that's your frequency. That's how often you give a dose. We don't need to know that because that's how often you give a dose in a day. It's nothing about the day. So we don't need that this time. Are y'all picking up what I'm dropping with day versus dose? Kind of, sort of, maybe, yeah. Okay. All right. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Yeah, you welcome, Giovanni. All right, Batty B, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. All right. So a nurse is preparing to administer drug P, 15 milligrams per kilogram per day by mouth, divided in 3 equal doses to a client who weighs 110 pounds. Available is drug P, 125 milligrams per 5 milliliters. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? All right, let's bring out the colors. Well, I'm gonna write my goal first because that's the first thing. All right, boom, goal. What's the goal? What are we looking for? What are we looking for here? Mm-hmm. All right, milliliter per dose. Okay, so we know we need the patient's weight because it's weight based, right? So 110 pounds. And then our order is 15 milligrams per kilogram per day. So if my goal is to figure out for a dose, not the whole entire day, because that's what the order is giving me. That's going to be the amount for the whole entire day, right? I need to know how many doses are in the day so I can have a puzzle piece that cancels out the day and that has my doses in it, right? So in 3 equal doses, that's how many doses are in the day. So because my goal was milliliter per dose, and because my order was the amount for the whole entire day, I need to know how many doses are in the day. Does that make sense? I got quiet on me. So one day has 3 doses. Okay. All right. So what's my last P? My prescription. No, did prescription. My product, right? So one day, yes. So one day has 3 doses in it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So 125 milligrams per 5 milliliters. All right. So, mis estudiantes, escúchanme ahorita. Yeah, I went to Mexico. I came back with the COVID. I went to Bimini too. It's awful. Anywho, what we gonna start with? Oh, what are we gonna start with? Milliliter, right? Boom. 5 milliliters over 125 mg's times what's the next thing? I am not a nurse, but I'm gonna tune in. Drea, the goddess, what are you besides the goddess? And everybody here's welcome. You're not the first, you're not the last. They're like, "Ooh, what y'all doing?" I think I'll stay because it's fun. It's fun, right? So what's next is my milligrams, right? So 15 mg per kg per day. Boom. Now I've got my kgs and my days, right? Wait, why did we flip it? Because what do we start with? The top goal. That top goal is first and it's always on top. Okay? Ah, thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. That's our goal. Your goals are first and they're your top priority, right? That's how you can remember it. All right. So now we got to get rid of these kgs and these days, right? So my patient's weight is in pounds. So 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Quit picking up that calculator 50 million times and only pick it up once after you complete your equation. Let your equation do the work for you. Round once, multiply once, divide once. Walk away in victory. Hallelujah. All right, boom. So now we've got 110 pounds that will go on the top. Boom, boom. And then our last puzzle piece would be my one day, because I got to get rid of the days, right? One day has what? 3 equal doses in it. And it told me this time I didn't even have to use my 24 hours divided by however many hours and give it, right? All right. Okay. I just finished my dosage homework before seeing this. Oh man, I hope it was easy for you. I'm 47 years old, and I always wanted to be an RN, but now I want. But now I want to go, but feel too. Oh no, you're never too old. As long as you got the facilities of your limb and your mind is right, baby, you can do whatever you want to. It's so many old people who were in class with me. When I was in school, go no. Who says that? There is no time limit. There is no time limit. Keep on and go ahead and get this down packed so you can go in class and show out. All right, so 5 times 15 times 110 divided by 125 divided by 2.2 divided by 3 equals 10 milliliters per the dose. Boom. Do y'all like the calculator trick that I said earlier in the live? Sammy, thank you so much, my YouTube buddy. I appreciate it. It saves you some time because a lot of people have time tests, and you're like, well, you already think dimensional is long, which it can be, but not really, because once you get it down, you just gonna be crossing out, slashing, slashing, slashing. But if you're looking for a way to kind of save like some time, use the calculator method, because who wants to do write down 50 million numbers? Write down 50 million numbers, divide the top by the bottom, then get your answer. Just do on one step. I'm trying to make it easy. Do you see me? I'm trying to make it easy. All right. Listen, using that calculator one time, baby, hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, it's because my memory isn't the same like before. Okay, I get that too, but still, do this. This came right on time. My exam is tomorrow. Addictive blends, 888. Yay! Everybody's having exams. It's like I don't ever know when people are starting, they're stopping, they're doing finals, midterms, or whatever. So, I'll be probably doing a beginner session soon, because I think like the summertime is starting, and people go 6 weeks, 8 weeks, semesters. I don't know. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm thinking about sonography, but it's not much online for it. I believe RN may be my only hope. Well, that's a big jump from looking at little babies on ultrasounds to take care of from the baby stage to the end of life. So just make sure it's what you want to do. I like the calculator trick. In my mind, I want to hit the equal button before dividing. You hit the equal sign one time. One time. I don't even start school till August. That's fine. Get this down pat. Learn your metric conversions. Get this down pat before you start, and it'll be one less thing, because when nursing school start, it starts. Okay. I have finals. Oh, you're welcome, Lizzie. I have finals next week, BSN. Oh, shoot. Yay, let's go. Summer session is starting. I love a beginner session. Okay, cool. I'll work on kind of putting it out there like, okay, this is a beginner session on this date. I'm getting something else on my calculator. Try it again. Make sure you hit multiply across the top, divide. Numbers divide, numbers divide, numbers divide at the bottom. Not enter, equals one time. I start my ABSN program May 5th. Okay, the nurses are coming, y'all. I have a fellow nurse colleague who went back to get her RN at 62 years old. She got her degree at 65 years old. Go get it. Okay, you heard that. Can you do another? I missed it. Yes. No, you failed your HESA today. Oh, no, no, no. Do you get another chance? How often do I do these? Wednesday nights. And then just sometimes intermittently throughout the week. Do I only do dosage? Yes, this is my baby. I love my baby. My baby loves me, and it demands a lot of my attention. Definitely here for a beginner session. I start farm in May. I couldn't wait to see you live. My first attempt got a 65. I passed today with a 90. Yay, Bree. Yes, turn your notifications on. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, the nurses are coming. Y'all, I'm so excited. Y'all ready to do some more? Thanks to you and Sarah. Okay, cool. Can you explain the calculator trick one more time? Yeah. So, Char Show, you see how we got all our numbers across the top, right? You're going to enter your numbers in across the top. I don't put the ones in because that's going to save you some more time too. And the ones, they don't matter. Because anything that's multiplied or divided by 1 is going to be itself, right? Why put it in? Save you some time, right? So we'll do 5 times 15 times 110. You hit the divide button. Don't hit the equal key. You hit divide. Now you put in your numbers starting at the bottom. 125 divide 2.2 divide 3 equals 10. Do you think, I'm sorry, I could be a nurse if I'm terrible at math? Heck yeah. Because we didn't do any math until the very end. We did not do any math until the very, very end. And all I did was multiply and divide. That's it. That is it. If you can multiply, divide, add, and subtract, you can do this. You sure can. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this one too because we haven't done a drop per minute one yet. And this one is a complex one. But I want to show you that you can do even this monster with some puzzle pieces. Okay. All right. So let's look at it. This is a different one. Okay. So we're going to come back to the 2 feet in and we're going to come back to that monstrosity of a drop per minute one. All right. So the physician orders Self-Taz 2 grams IV every 6 hours. The medication is mixed in 50 mLs of D5W. What is the milliliter per hour flow rate to infuse the medication over 20 minutes with a 10 drop per milliliter tubing? All right. So what's the goal here? What is this asking for me to solve for? How do you know how to put it into the correct format? Makeup by Caitlin Rose. Stay around for a minute. And you'll see these puzzle pieces get flung into place. And we don't, whoa. Y'all go too fast. Oh. Please do more with kilograms to pounds. I got more weight base, I think. I just woke up. We had clinicals today. Oh, bless your heart. Those early morning clinicals. Woo! All right. So we aren't multiplying the bottom numbers. If you're putting the numbers in the calculator, all right. So listen, in real life, what you're doing is multiplying across the top. Boom, get a number. Multiplying across the bottom. Boom, get a number. Then you go back in and you put that top number divided by that bottom number. The shortcut way so that you can do it inside the calculator is to multiply across the top, hit divide, and you're going to put every number in the bottom and put divide in between it. Okay? So it's the same thing. You're just shortening it and not writing nothing down, and you're doing it in one foul swoop. Okay? All right. I struggle with math so much. That's okay. A lot of people do, but this is not math. We're putting together puzzles. So you're lucky. We're not doing math. We put together puzzles. All right. That's why you got a different number. All righty. And we don't do these actual calculations on the job, right? This is just in case. Depends. Depends on what you want to do. So a lot of y'all be like, "Oh, I want to go to the ICU. I want to be in the ED. I want to be a flight nurse. I want to travel." Like myself, right? Guess what you have to do before you step foot on that floor? A dosage calculations exam to make sure you are competent and you know what the heck you're going to do and not kill these patients and get the hospital sued. Okay? So, yeah. And then peds nurse. A lot of y'all like them little babies. I do not. I can't work with them because I couldn't get any work done. I just want to hold them. You know, I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. No. If you're a peds nurse, you do a whole bunch of calculations, right? All right, y'all. So listen, let's get back to the problem. Ha. The goal. This one's a tricky one, but if you read and you use what we're doing, you're going to get it. All right. The goal is what? Milliliter per hour. Is this asking for a drop per minute? Is this asking anything about a drop? Guess what we're not going to need? The drop factor. Because what it asked me for, milliliter per hour. It did not ask me for drops per minute. Okay? So I got to pay attention. So what we're looking for is volume over time. Okay? What is the volume? Volume is milliliter or liter, right? What is the volume on this question? What's the volume? You said I won't be traveling then. Stop. Oh my gosh. TJ, the reason or I don't know. Use your goal. Your goal is your best friend, okay? So look, that's your volume, right? So I'll put 50 milliliters. What is your infusion time? We got 2 times in here, don't we? We got 6 hours and we got 20 minutes. Which one you're gonna go with? Infusion time. How long do they want it to take to go into the patient? 20 minutes. It's always going to be over to be given in, to infuse in. That's what you're looking for. Remember this right here, that every, what do we see? What did we say every was? That's your frequency. That's how often you give a dose, right? We ain't asking about how many times we're giving this self-test. We want to know how long it takes to go into the patient's veins. That's what an IV rate is. How long it takes to go into the veins. All right. So we want it over 20 minutes. All right. So guess what's fluff? Did this question or did the goal ask for grams, micrograms, milligrams? No, I don't need it. And remember, this is the frequency. Are we saying milliliter per day? Nope. I don't need it. Okay. That's it. So now we have to make our puzzle look like the goal. I've already got milliliters on the top. So the only thing that I need to do is my minute to hour conversion. So 60 minutes is 1 hour. Boom, boom. So now we'll have 50 times 60 divided by 20 equals 150 milliliters per hour. Blew your mind. And let me blow your mind. Do, 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 do. Yeah. All right. Give the goal what it wants. It can be that easy. It can be that easy. Yeah. Okay. Yes. The answer is 150 mLs. Yes. So wait. How did you know to put 20 minutes instead of every 6 hours? All right. Let's break it down. So I'm going to erase some of my fluff covers. So what is this thing? All right, I'm going to tell you about what's going on here, because when you know, it kind of helps you see what's going on. So I'm going to draw a picture. I am going to draw a picture. If you talk about my picture, I'm going to end this live. Do you hear me? All right. I am a nurse. I am not an artist. But whichever way we can get it, we're going to get it. All right. So look. This is my IV bag. Okay. All right. And it has 50 milliliters of water D5W in it. Okay. So it's got 50 milliliters of D5W. Inside the liquid is self-test, 2 grams. So this is the self-test. Self-test. That's really little microscopic little medication molecules floating around in the D5W. Okay? So, now I told you, if you talk about my picture, I'm ending the live. We here? All right. So, this is my patient. And they in bed. And this is their arm, right? This is my little IV tubing set. Boom. So if I give liquid and there are molecules floating around in the liquid, aren't those molecules going to be given to that patient in their veins when the liquid goes in? So therefore, we don't need to know about any grams right here, okay? Because the medicine is in the liquid. We need to see how fast that liquid has to go into our patient's veins. Okay? So therefore, we don't need this part. Okay? How to decide between 6 hours and 20 minutes. Remember, when we said every, that's how often we give a dose. So we are going to give them self-TAS 2 grams in an IV every 6 hours. It's not going to take 6 hours for that liquid to go into the veins, okay? We want it to be infused over 20 minutes. Does that make sense? Never every, always over. Okay? Oh, thank you. I know it's a Picasso, right? I need to sign it. Oh, I normally read the question backwards and that seems to help. Cool. Well, however, whichever way you can get it. Reconstituted formula will always be in milliliter. Yeah, usually. Or liter. Okay. Does that make sense now on why we chose what we chose? You got to redeem yourself? Okay. Look, as long as we're making progress, how would you know not to use the drop factor? Aha. All right. So, what did this question ask for me to give it? Milliliter per hour. Right? Your drop factor is used in your drops per minute questions because that's what the hole in the tubing, that's how big the drops go, because you know you can have a macro drip and you can have a micro drip. So that just tells you how many drops fall in this little part right here that deliver 1 milliliter of medicine. Are we looking for drops per minute? Nope. We need the volume, which is this, over the time, which is this. And this don't matter. Okay? Use your goal. Oh, I got 11.5K likes. Woo! Y'all did it. Okay. Will the 6 hours tell us how much to give per day? But the 20 minutes will tell you per hour once it's converted. The 6 hours is how often this drug is ordered. We are going to hook up an IV bag and give our patient self-TAS every 6 hours. So 4 times in the whole 24 hours, they will get a dose. 6 hours comes a dose. 6 hours comes a dose. 6 hours comes a dose. That is the frequency. Your frequency is how often you give a dose in the day. When you're doing IV medications, you want to see the rate, which is how much liquid and how fast to give it. Okay? So volume over time. So you need the infusion time. That 20 minutes means that you need to hook that patient up to the IV. Who in the bed, you need to, with this frown on his face, you need to hook it up, and it's going to take 20 minutes for that bag to empty into his vein. That's what we want. Make sense? Yay, my picture makes sense. Okay. And y'all did talk about my picture. Thank you so much. I'm a nurse and I'm sensitive about my pictures. Okay. All right. What is this? Oh shoot, it's some safe dose range. Oh, y'all ready? Y'all want to do this one, or y'all want to go back to that super duper hard drop per minute one? Ugh, I can't wrap my head around it. Which part? Which part? Which part? Makeup by Caitlin Rose. Just all of them, huh? Okay. We gonna do the super duper hard one too. All right. All right. A provider orders drug M, 350 milligrams by mouth every 6 hours for a patient who weighs 75 pounds. I'm hot. The recommended safe dose range is 30 to 60 milligrams per kilogram per day, divided into even doses every 6 hours. What is the safe dose range, and is the ordered dose safe? All right, all of them are hard. Naya, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, so what we are looking for is the green zone and the red zone. So, what is safe to give and what is not safe to give? So, the first thing that we don't want to look at is the order. Leave it alone. Okay? Let it be. Let it ride, Clyde. Okay? We want to know how much we can safely give this patient. So that's why we need to start with the safe dose range first. Okay? Of course, we're going to need the patient's weight because it's weight based. All right? And then what is the goal? It says what is the safe dose range. Okay? So I'm going to be figuring out how much is safe in a dose. Okay? So my goal is how many milligrams in a dose that I can give that would be safe. Okay. So I got the least amount that I can give, and I have the most that I can give. Okay. So the least that I can give is 30 milligrams per kilogram per day. And you see, what do I have in my goal? Dose. What do I have in my safe dose range? Day. So guess what I'm going to need to know? How many doses are in the day, right? Y'all picking it up with this day versus dose part? Okay. So it's divided into even doses every 6 hours. So how many doses are going to be in my day if I'm giving it every 6 hours? The format, all of them are hard. Good news. Once you pass the test, just call your friendly pharmacist, unless they ain't too busy, in a cold or something. I passed my dosage calculations Hetty today with one of the top scores. Oh, shoot, honey. Yes. That's one of the faithful few right there. Yes, honey. Oh, shoot. I'm having to clapping again. Go, girl. All right. You're welcome. All right. So listen, how many doses are in the day, right? 4. Y'all are picking it up. I love it. So one day has 4 doses. All right. So what are we going to start with? Milligrams, right? Okay. 30 mg per kg per day times, let's do our kgs, right? 1 kg is 2.2 pounds because my weight is in pounds, so I had to do the conversion. I'm not picking up a calculator until the very end, right? And then we have our 75 pounds that will convert. Boom, boom. And then the last puzzle piece, I got day. I need dose, right? So one day there are 4 doses. Boom. Everything is gone now except for milligrams on the top and dose on the bottom. Okay? Now I pick up my little cute pink clickety clackety calculator. If y'all want this, it's on my Amazon storefront. I like pink and I like clickety clackety. All right. do. So 30 times 75 divided by 2.2 divided by 4. That's going to be 255.7 because it's 0.68. So I'm just going to round to the nearest 10, right? Milligrams per dose. That's the least amount that they can get. We're going to do the exact same thing with the most that they can get, which is the 60, okay? So 60 milligrams per kilogram per day. I'll do my weight conversion right here. Boom. And then my 75 pounds. Cancel those out. Cancel those out. And then one day has 4 doses. Cancel my days out. And now I'll do that. When you took the numbers from the problem, we only do the least. No, you do both of them because it's a range. A range is an upper limit and a lower limit. Okay? So 60 times 75 divided by 2.2 divided by 4. So 511.4. Okay? Milligrams per dose. All right. So we got 255.7 to 511.4 milligrams per dose. So I'm going to break out my colors again, okay? This is what's considered safe. What you just calculated is your safe dose range. Anything that is less than this number or more than that number is in the red zone and is not safe. Okay? So now we'll go back to the order. This is one dose, right? So 350 milligrams is ordered. Is that in the green zone or is it in the red zone? Is it safe or not safe? It's somewhere up in here, right? So it's good to give. We're not going to kill the patient today. Yay! 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 Questions? Can you imagine I'm at work? Lord have mercy. Lord bless my patients and my coworkers. Okay, how did you get the 4? How did you get the 4? So how did I know there were 4 doses in the day? Do you see this? Well, you see every. That is Blue's Clues for your frequency. Your frequency is how often you give a dose in a day. So how many doses are in the day? If you got 24 hours in the day, right? And you give a dose every 6, that's going to be 4 doses. That's how you can tell how many doses are in the day. You take 24 hours and divide it by however many hours they say every. If it was every 8 hours, it'd be 24 divided by 8, which would be 3 doses. If it was every 4 hours, it'd be 24 divided by 4, which would be 6 doses. If it was every 12 hours, 24 divided by 12, so it would be 2 doses. Y'all picking up what I'm dropping? That's where I always mess up. The dose versus day. Our HESI question uses 24 hours versus day. So just when you see 24 hours, isn't 24 hours a day? I don't like using 24 hours in my problems because if you don't have anything to cancel out those hours with, you'll want to use those 24 hours in your problem and that'll mess it up. So every time I see 24 hours, guess what I substitute it out with? Day. Get that out of there. Try it. Alright, I'm finna cry. What you crying for? Don't cry. Or unless it's happy tears. I'm so happy I found you. Oh, Sovereign said, I'm glad you're here too. I did that so wrong, but still got the answer of it being safe. I converted the weight to kgs. You can do that. It's just extra steps. I don't like extra steps, but you can do it. What time is your live on Sunday? I stopped doing lives on Sunday. I can only commit to like once, like a scheduled on time scheduled live. I can only commit to one day. So sometimes I pop in and out and do like little quick sessions. So make sure you have your notifications on. And also I try to put I stress try. Cause sometimes this internet be acting up. It's doing good tonight. Knock on wood. So I try to put all of my replays on my YouTube channel. So if you miss one, it should be there. Okay. Okay. Then I multiply the weight with 30 times in 60 to get the ranges. That's what you do. And then you would divide it by 40. I mean, not 40. Divide it by 4 to get per dose. I'm new here. Welcome, everyone. Where did you get the 1 kg is 2.2 pounds? All right. So we see that our ordered dose or safe dose range is milligram per kilogram per day. So that means that we need kilogram of body weight. The question gave us the patient's weight as pounds. So in order to save you a couple of steps, save you from kind of like the numbers being off, because sometimes when you do the pounds to the kilograms, you have all those decimals, right? Which number do you cut it off at? Do you round up? Do you round down? Sometimes when you get to changing those numbers, it changes your answer. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw it into the equation. I'm gonna let the equation do all of my work for me. I'm going to do one computation and one set of rounding and let it be. So that's why I got the 1 kg is 2.2 pounds, because I needed to convert my 75 pounds to kilograms. Yep. Can you do some heparin protocol? I'm struggling. Jakita, do I got up tonight? Oh, no. We'll do how often you go live. I think I said that. But I do have y'all. I have problems broken down on my YouTube channel. Y'all make sure you go over there, click subscribe, and go through that playlist, because just how I'm breaking it down and look through all types of problems, all types of them. Yep. All right, so okay, I understand this now that you explained it. Watch, I forget once we read. So that's why you have to practice. You have to practice this. You got to practice it, and that's what I like about dimensional. You can do it the same way all the time. You read the question, you find the goal, you pick your puzzle pieces out, and then you walk away in victory. You know what I'm saying? So it's no deviation. We've done a whole bunch of problems, different types of problems, and we've done them the same way every single time. So that's why I really like this method. Okay. I just can't determine what's relevant. Use your goal. Your goal will definitely help you. When do you round? Usually the tests like ATI or HESI, or your professor, whoever has the power to fail or pass you, they give you rounding rules or instructions. I leave mine open-ended because I like to practice rounding on my lives. So yeah, however they tell you to round, that's how you round. Are you going to post this one too? Absolutely. I'm on my YouTube stream right now. So as soon as we get done studying, it will be on my YouTube channel. You're welcome, Ruby. I missed this one. Can you do another one like it? I think I got another one queued up. My YouTube name, my social media handles are all the same. A Blessed RN on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Instagram is like a.blessed.rn because somebody got to it before I could. So yeah. But yeah, it's the same. 15K likes. Oh shoot. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. How did I get 4 again? This right here. It's 24 hours in a day. We give it every 6 hours. So 24 divided by 6 is 4 doses. Yeah, that's what gets people, that day versus dose. But if you use your goal, and you see how I highlighted dose in the goal, and I highlighted day that was in the safe dose part, you see that you don't have those puzzle pieces matching. So you need something to make your puzzle look like your goal, right? Because that's the whole thing we're trying to do, is get milligrams on the top and dose on the bottom. So you start putting your puzzle piece together. You say, hey, I got day at the bottom. I need dose. So you're like, what can I do? How many doses are in the day? Then whoop, you look back at 6 hours, your frequency. 24 divided by 6. In one day, there are 4 doses. Boom. Definitely just followed you and going to turn my notifications on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Why did you say the power to pass or fail you? Teresa, because everybody's different. Like, I tutor people all across the United States. And that's crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. Thank you, God. But like, seriously, like all across the United States, everybody is different. Like, people have different rounding rules, different protocols. Some people use 2.54 centimeters. Some people use 2.5. So you do what whoever has the power to pass or fail you tells you to do. So that's my disclaimer. Okay. All right. Thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. Another difficult safe dose, please. Okay, Brandon, I see you. Thank you for doing this. You're welcome. Hey, realest one, how you doing? How you doing? You love this. Cool. Can we do the other problem that we skipped? Okay, okay. Let me see what comes up next. I don't know. I just threw all these together from what was asked of me earlier. What is this? BSA, 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 BSA. That's not BSA. Okay. Hold on. That's BSA. All right, let's look at. We'll do another safe dose range since we're on it. We'll go back to that drop per minute one, and then we'll do the rest of these. Okay. I got y'all. I got y'all. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. The provider has prescribed, and then if you need more practice, remember I have these problems, not these exact ones, but I have examples of these problems broken down on my YouTube channel, just like this. How I'm telling you with the puzzle pieces, like that's my thing. That's what I came up with. I have a whole workbook that is with puzzle pieces. Okay, so I got it broken down for you. So check it out. All right. Provider has prescribed amoxicillin 300 milligrams per dose for pediatric patient weighing 22 kilograms. The recommended safe dose range is 20 to 40 milligrams per kilogram per day, divided into 3 doses. Calculate the safe dose range per dose. So that's what we're looking for, right? Is this prescription safe? All right. So, what is our goal? Get used to looking for your goal, right? Safe dose range per dose. So I'm looking for how. Whoa, buddy, what are you doing? Y'all see how it just changed on me like that? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? What the hell you gonna take? All right, milligrams per dose. All right, okay. All right, focus. All right, so what we're gonna do is bring out the colors. So this is your dose, right? Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. We're gonna find the green zone. We're gonna find the red zone, right? And then we're gonna see where that fits in it. Okay. So we've got 22 kilograms is our patient's weight, and they already converted it for us. Yay! I love that, right? What is your YouTube channel and where can I get your workbook? My YouTube channel is the same name, A Blessed RN, and my workbook you can get it on the link that's in my bio. Let me say bill. Ew. All right, so 20 to 40. So 20 milligrams is the least that we can give, right? 20 milligrams per kilogram per day. All right, so bring out the colors again so we can get this day per dose thing down pat. Don't I have dose right here? Don't I have for the whole entire day right there? How many doses are there in the day? How many doses are in the day? Is the range 140? Said if so, the RS is not. You too fast. Too fast. You do it for 20, then you do it for 40 because it's the range. Yeah. For this one, don't you have to use both? Okay, y'all be going too fast. And now I gotta put this puzzle piece on my computer. All right. So dose is milligram. So wait a minute. So it's not per day. It's per dose. Right. We're looking for per dose. So safe range per dose. So we need to know how many doses are in the day because we got milligram per dose in your goal. We got a whole day's worth in the safe dose range. So we need to know that there are what? 3 doses in the day. Make sense? 3 doses is in one day. All right. So start with your milligrams. 20 mg per kg per day. I'm going to put my kilograms on the top and they're going to cross out because I don't need to do my conversion on this one. Don't convert it if it's already given to you, okay? I know it gets fun, but don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. All right? The last part, in one day, there are 3 doses. Boom, boom. Now I have how many milligrams in a dose. That is the least that I can give the patient, right? So 20 times 22 divided by 3, which would be 146.6666. So I'm just going to do 146.7, okay? Round it to the tenths. We're going to do the same thing with the 40, okay? 40 mg per kilogram per day times my 22 kilograms over 1. And then in 1 day, I have 3 doses. Okay? Whoop, sorry. 40 times 22 divided by 3, which is 293.33333 milligrams. Sorry. I put per day. It's per dose on this one. Per dose. Per dose. All right. So our green zone will be this 146.7 to 293.3. And that's milligrams per 1 dose. Okay. That's the green zone. Anything less than, anything more than, it's not safe. So now, 300 milligrams is ordered for 1 dose. Is that in the green zone or is it in the red zone? What the hell? What the hell he on? What the hell he on say? All right, what the hell he Barry? All right, yeah. It's like, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing, ma'am? That's too much. It's not safe. It's in red. Boom. Okay, I know you explained the day, but if you divided by 3 doses, why wouldn't it have been 8? Okay, so when we did the one where we divided it by, did it not have hours by it? On this one, it tells you that there are 3 doses. So when it gives you the doses, you take them and say thank you. If it gives you the hours, you got to do a little work to find how many doses. If it tells you BID, TID, QID, it's telling you twice a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. So that's giving you the doses too. The only time that you have such hours, divided into 3 doses. Boom. She said you were 5. Look, I'm telling you, man. Right, I was confused by that. If it said every 3 hours, then it would be 8 doses. Right. So you don't need to divide 300 milligrams by 3 doses. Nope, because what did it say by it? 300 milligrams per dose. So 300 milligrams is 1 dose. What the hell y'all say? What the hell Barry? Yup. Once you get used to looking at stuff and like paying attention to the details, you get it. All right. So let's go back to the hard one. Let's go back to the hard drop per minute. All right. I'm excited because I want to see how y'all gonna do with these puzzle pieces. I got a dosage exam next week. I joined right in time. You a little late. You a little bit late, but come on in. You can always watch the replay on my YouTube channel. A blessed RN. Okay. All right. Boom. A client. You said, y'all been here. Yeah, come on at 8:00 on Wednesday, Central Standard Time. Okay. But y'all got me 16K. See, the FYP is FYPing because of y'all. I thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Okay. A client weighing 175 pounds is to receive a medication at 1,000 mics per kilogram per hour. The pharmacy sends you a solution of the medication. Mix 500 milligrams in 250 mLs. D5W in an administration set that delivers 15 drops per milliliter. What is the drop per minute flow rate to administer the prescribed dose? All right. If you think you can solve this one, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't think you can solve this one, put a 2 in the chat. And this is just us. Nobody's going to beat you up. Nobody's going to shun you or they'll get blocked, okay? We just being honest, okay? I can see some ones, see some twos, some ones and twos. 1 and 2, 2, 1. Okay, all right. We're going to look at our puzzle pieces and we're going to piece this together. I'm going to show you how you can solve any freaking thing, okay? Like this one. It's a little hard looking, ain't it? That's okay. What's your goal? What are we looking for? No, she did say 2 squared. Get the heck out of here, girl. Lisa, stop it. I wasn't ready. I don't even know how to do my square signs on Canva, and you put it in the comments. I don't like it. All right, so our goal is drops per minute, right? Nah, this definitely not one of those DH gates, the desired over half Q. No, buddy. All right, I'll show you it. But yeah, do I still work as an RN? I do. I'm actually on a travel contract right now. Well, actually, I'm sick. I'm at home. I'm quarantined with COVID until the 21st. Yeah, DH gates, right? So, all right. So listen. No, don't change it. Don't change it. Listen. Okay. What do we have? Get your puzzle pieces together, okay? Don't touch that. Don't touch it, Ashley. Don't touch it. Let your problem do all of your working for you. You only want to pick up that calculator one time and we can do this. Do I go live every day? No. I still have to run my business. I still have to heal. Yes. No, I cannot go live every day. I am doing private sessions. I did some today too. Yeah, I'm tired actually. I'm surprised that I'm faring as well. All right, so listen. Okay, come on, focus. All right, what are our puzzle pieces? 1,000 micrograms per kilogram per hour. Okay. Then we just putting together what's together and what's by itself is by itself, right? That's the rules. Those are the rules, right? So 500 milligrams is 250 mLs of D5W. Even if you don't know what the freak right now is going on, keep what's together. What's by itself is by itself, okay? All right, and then we got 15 drops per milliliter. All right, so, mis estudiantes, escúchenme. Ahorita. What are we starting with? What is the rule? What are we starting with? How long did you work after graduating before picking up travel contracts? Well, I've been a nurse for like 15 years. I just recently started traveling in 2020 during COVID. So yeah, there's that. I know I don't look as old as I am, thank God. But yes, I am seasoned, right? I'm learning this isn't as hard as I thought. Simply evolving, yes. All right, so boom, 15 drops per milliliter. Okay, what comes next? What's next? Okay, I like it. Okay, so we're gonna cross out these milliliters, right? All right, we use this. We've used this. What's next? Y'all gonna solve this problem and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I did it. What's next? Do we have milligrams to go on the top? Uh-huh. So we gotta convert, right? So we got 1 milligram equals 1,000 mcgs, right? So what's next? Mm-hmm. Boom. Cross it out as you go along. I've used that puzzle piece. Okay. Now, what's next? Y'all want to change your answer from a 1 to a 2 yet? Because you actually solving this problem using puzzle pieces. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 I did that. What's next? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Last puzzle piece. Gotta get rid of this. Uh-huh. 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 What the hell? What the hell y'all? What the hell y'all say? What the hell berry? What the hell berry? What the hell berry? Oh, okay. Cause you said you couldn't solve this, right? Look at you. Come on, puzzle pieces. Yeah. So I proved my point, didn't it? You can solve anything with dimensional analysis. I make you feel smart. Yay! You went from a 2 to a 1. Yay! So let's see. 15 times 250 times 1,000 times 175 divided by. Look at that big old long number. Keep that joint up in the calculator. Don't write that down. All right. 500 divided by 1. Look at that big old long number. Keep that joint up in divided by 60. 9.94. So, can we divide a drop? No, we cannot. So, what will our final answer be? What would our final answer be? Yes, I'll take that in. Likes and shares and referrals, please. Thank you. Look at y'all. Y'all are defeating dosage. That was a hard one, and you did that. You did that. Y'all walked me through. Oop, ah, oop, and ah, oop. Yes. Any questions on any of those steps? Oh, thank you for the roses. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're very, very welcome, Jessica. You're welcome. Anybody got questions about that one? I told you it was a monster. Looked kind of hard at first, right? Didn't know what the heck was going on. But you put those puzzle pieces together using your goal, looking step by step. That's how you can tell what's next. Now, y'all, I want y'all to go into class and I want you to absolutely defeat the crap out of dosage because you can. You just showed yourself that you can. All right. When a problem has scored tablets, does that change the steps? Nope. Scored tablets just means that you can break it. That's all that scores means. It's got a little kind of indentation in it. That means that you can break it. So if it's half a tablet, then you can break it. You have to have a scored tablet in order for something to be broken. I need to practice. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. You don't get this good overnight now. You do have to practice. I have a whole workbook with like 300 plus problems in it. Just like this. Well, not like this, but something like this. This is like one of the really real hard ones. I didn't throw that at you, right? I saved that one for the live session so we can walk through that one. But I got all kinds of stuff in my workbook. Yep. At first, whoa. Y'all going too fast. Oh my gosh, I missed that. Thank you, my favorite TikTok teacher. You're welcome. Break it down, please. Okay, I'll go back through just 1 second. At first it looks hard because you think some of it may be fluff since there's a lot happening, and then if it is fluff, it won't fit in there. If you're not even sure if it's fluff or not, put it on your, you see how I line up my puzzle pieces on the side so I can see what it is that I'm working with. If it's not going to be part of the puzzle, it won't fit. Just like in real life. That's why I said we're not doing math. We are solving puzzles. We're just putting together stuff that fit together. You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't fit, it's not part of it. Yeah. When you first said what was the rule to start with, I missed it. What was the rule? You always start with your goal. This top goal right here, this top unit of measure, you find your puzzle piece with that in it. So that had the 15 drops per milliliters, right? So what's together stays together. One band, one sound. They're on one puzzle piece. You start with that puzzle piece, look at the bottom. What's on the bottom goes to the top. We had milliliters next. So we needed milliliters to go on the top. This one had milliliters in it. Can you flip a puzzle piece? You absolutely freaking can, because they're equal. If you have a puzzle piece and you reposition it to put it in like a puzzle in real life, don't you have to flip that puzzle piece to make it fit? You just repositioned it, but that piece is still that piece. Same concept with these pieces, okay? So then we had milliliter. All right, so we got milligram on the bottom. We didn't have a puzzle piece with milligram, but we had its cousin, the microgram. So therefore, we did a cousin conversion. And boom, 1 milligram was 1,000 micrograms. And then we used our microgram puzzle piece, and we crossed that out. Then we had kilogram and hours. We did our kilogram to pound conversion, and we crossed that out. And then we put our pounds right here, and we crossed that out. And then the last thing that was left was the hours. We looked up at our goal and saw we needed minutes. So we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. And that was the piece that completed your puzzle. What the heck? All right. This was my first drops. Can you break this one? Okay, I think I just did. Can you put 1 hour over 60 minutes next to the 1,000? Yes, Rosa. So listen, you don't have to go in any kind of necessary order. Just as long as everything on the top is crossed out with everything on the bottom that is not a part of your goal. So you could have did hours first. I like going from left to right, just kind of like how you read and write. But if you want to do that first, just make sure you got everything taken care of. All right. Are you traveling away from where you live or in my area? It's about an hour and 45 minutes away. So it's a nice little drive. So I go down there, work my 3 days, and come back home. Yup. Can you do a similar one? I don't have one. I just do this one there for fun. Just to see. I'm sorry. I got some body surface area and a couple of other ones that somebody has asked me to do on here. Knowing what's fluff and what's not. Danielle, that goal will help you. Your goal is your guide. That's Jiminy Cricket. Always let your goal be your guide. Okay? That goal is more than just sitting pretty up there. It's going to help you start your problem. It's going to help you determine what comes next. It's going to also help you pick out the fluff. Because remember how we were doing the safe dose problems, and we had dose in the goal, and we had day in the safe dose range, and we're like, my goal is telling me I need dose, but I have day. So I need to know how many doses are in the day. That's what I'm telling you. Your goal will help you out so much. So much. Trust your goal. All right. I keep getting 0. I don't know how you did that one, Bookie. You're right. If I get confused, if it's fluff, I'll keep it on the side and let the equation let me know. Exactly. You're welcome. So the term scored tablets is just a word to distract. I don't have to have the dose. Correct. It's just letting you know that you're able to break that tablet. Fluff. What the hell? What the hell are you on? Exactly. Exactly. They tried to throw you off. But no. I do have a practice book. It's in my bio. It is in my bio. It's called The Puzzle Piece Approach to Solving Dimensional Analysis. Yeah. It's about 256 pages. over 300 plus questions. I lost count. And the answers. Y'all want to see it? What the heck? What the hell? All right, boom. So, am I working on another book? So I'm look, baby, I'm stressed out right now. Okay. I am thinking about what I'm going to add into it. Some like the abnormals that like the tube feeding dilutions and such and such and such that aren't really puzzle piece appropriate, about how to make that easier. Teresa, you have to click on my little profile and then it'll bring you to the bio, and it'll be my link tree. But yes, and trying to see like will I incorporate video breakdown or some other things. I don't know. What? Oh Lord, there's some tea popping up. Okay, all right. So this is BSA. Okay, so BSA is body surface area. So it's using a mathematically, scientific formula to give you a value of surface area and weight. Okay, so height and weight to give you your BSA. BSA is going to be measured in meters squared. It is a more accurate way of dosing like peds and geriatric people or your cancer medicines. I think that's pretty much it. All right. Anywho, BSA. BSA is an actual formula. It's actually two formulas. One for the U.S. measurements, one for the metric system. Okay. So let's look at what we got. Calculate the required dose of a medication for an adult who weighs 210 pounds and is 76 inches tall if the recommended dose is 600 milligrams per meter squared per dose. Round to the nearest tenth. So what we have to find is meters squared. So we don't have, you see in that middle part where it would be pounds or kilograms, we got meters squared. I couldn't make a the square exponent. So bear with me, okay? Canva is getting there, but we ain't there yet, Bookie, okay? Alrighty. So therefore, meter squared is going to be the height or the weight. Well, I'm going to do the weight first. The weight times the height in inches divided by 31, and you take the square root. And that's for the U.S. Measurements. If you do the metric system, it's the square root, right, of your kgs times your centimeters and divided by 3,600. Okay, because my measurements are already in pounds and inches, guess which ones I'm gonna use? The ones that I don't have to convert. Okay, if you want to convert to kgs and centimeters, be my guest. But it's late now and I'm tired. Y'all have ran me ragged and I still have COVID. And I gotta go take my medicine. So I'm gonna use this one, okay? All right. But you should get the same amount for both of them. Sometimes they're a little bit off by the decimals, but you should get the same. All right. So listen, we're gonna do 210 pounds times 76 inches divided by 31, and you're going to take the square root of that, okay? So you do what's inside the house. I call the little radical, I call it a house, okay? You do what's inside the house, and then you put the house on top of the people that's on the inside, okay? So 210 times 76 divided by 31 equals square root. So meter squared is going to be 2.26, okay? Okay, we good? We good. So that is your meter squared. So what are we looking for in the actual problem? It said calculate the required dose. So this is what's ordered. 600 milligrams per meter squared in a dose. Okay, and that's what we're looking for. So we just found what meter squared was, 2.26, right? So our goal is going to be milligrams per dose. Okay. Start with your milligrams. Same way that we've been doing it all night, right? Start with what you're looking for. 600 milligrams per meter squared slash dose. And then I'm just going to put my meter squared up here, which is 2.26 over 1. My meter squared crosses out, and now what are we left with? Milligrams per dose. So I'll do 600 times 2.26 divided by 1, which is going to be 1,356 milligrams per dose. Okay. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Appreciate that. Any questions? So even with different styles of questions, you do the same thing. How did you do meter squared? I got a different number. I did 210 times 76 divided by 3100 equals, and then you hit the square root button. You have to put equals first, because if you do hit square root, it do something weird. And I got this little simple calculator. That's all you need. You don't need like a rocket scientist calculator that, took the women in space. I'm not going to be petty. Yup. That's how you do that one. Okay. So here's another BSA. Here's another BSA question. The recommended dosage for Med A for a child under 50 kgs is 3 to 6 milligrams per meter squared per dose. And for children over 50 kgs, it is 13 to 15 milligrams per meter squared per dose. The medication comes in a solution, which is 12.5 milligrams per milliliter. What is the recommended safe dose range for an 8-year-old weighing 37 kilograms and standing at 100 centimeters tall? Okay. So this seems really fluffed up, doesn't it? Yeah. So what are we looking for? This is a safe dose range, but it's using your BSA instead of your weight, right? So first things first, we need to find the BSA. So we got 37 kgs and we got 100 centimeters tall. It's already in the metric system. So guess what I'm going to do? The metric system BSA, all right, which is going to be meter squared equals the square root of my 37 kgs times my 100 centimeters divided by 3,600. Okay, so we'll do 37 times 100 divided by 3,600 equals square root. So it's going to be meter squared equals 1.0137. Like it's a whole bunch of numbers, all right? They usually cut it off at either the hundreds or the thousands. So you do whoever has the power to pass or fail you tells you to do, okay? My disclaimer. Alrighty. So this baby is 37 kilograms. So we've got 2 sets of safe dose ranges, right? No, fix your face, Danielle. Fix it. Fix it. Remember, there were 2 different types of formulas. One for the U.S. System of measure and one for the metric system. Because they gave me all of my information in the metric system, I use the metric because it's late. I'm tired of converting now. But if you want to convert to the US, you can. So there are 2 different BSA problems. One is for metric and one is for US. The metric one is your weight and your height in kgs and centimeters divided by 3,600. The US system of measure is going to be your weight in pounds and your height in inches divided by 3131, and you take the square root of that. Okay, that's the only difference. The only difference. They both give you around the same numbers. Okay. All right. So look, this baby is 37 kilograms. So it says for a child under 50 kgs, it is 3 to 6 milligrams per meter square per dose. So guess what? This is what they are, because they're 37. So guess what? We're going to scratch this out, because that's for over 50 kilograms. That's fluff. That is fluff. That is fluff. That is fluff. Okay. You see how we just got rid of that fluff? All right. Boom. So what is the recommended safe dose range? So I'm going to be looking for how many milligrams per dose, right? Just like the other safe dose ranges that we did earlier. Okay. So we got 37 kgs. Wait a minute. I'm looking at my kgs. Sorry. We found meter squared. I'm used to looking at my kgs now. So we got meter squared is 1.01 meter squared. And then our safe dose range is the least that we can get is 3 milligrams per meter squared per dose. And then the most that we can give is 6, right? So we'll do 3 milligrams per meter squared per dose times our meter squared, which is 1.01, okay? And that's over 1. Your meter squared is canceled out, and now you've got milligrams on the top and dose on the bottom. Don't make it hard. Don't let all that extra stuff intimidate you. You just figured out how to cut through half of the fluff right there. You found the BSA and you plugged it in, okay? You can do this stuff. You can do it. Yeah. All right. So 3 times 1.01 equals 3.03 milligrams per dose. And you do the same thing with your 6. Okay. So I'm just going to write it over here because I'm running out of room. So 6 milligrams per meter squared per dose times meter squared 1.01. Boom, boom. 6 times 1.01. It's going to be 6.06. So my safe dose range is going to be 3.03 to 6.06 milligrams per dose. And that's what it asked us for. Okay? Any questions? You're welcome, Jess. You're welcome. Okay. I think those two are the same ones. All right, let's do this one. This is milliliters per hour. So a prescriber, so we don't need the 12.5. Nope, didn't need it. Didn't need it because that's not what it asked for. It just asked you for the safe dose range. Rosa, only give it what it wants. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Boom. I got to see what this is about, child. My phone keep going off. All right, so a prescriber orders 1,000 mLs to infuse over 6 hours. Okay, there is 350 milliliters left in the bag. How many hours will it take for the IV to infuse? Ooh, it's a time completion, right? So, what are we looking for? What exactly is this question asking for me to solve? What is it asking for me to solve for? Time, right? Exactly, hours. So my goal is going to be hours. So if I have 1,000 milliliters, right? And there is 350 milliliters left inside the bag, how long will it take for those 350 mLs to go? So first of all, I need to know my rate, right? My 1,000 milliliters over my 6 hours. That's how fast it's going, isn't it? Okay. And then we got our 350 mLs, right? Boom. So those are our puzzle pieces. What are we going to start with if our goal is hour? What are we going to start with? Hour. Okay. So 6 hours, 1,000 milliliters, 350 mLs. Boom. There you go. Your hours is left. 6 times 350 divided by 1,000. So 2.1 hours. So what if this asked us to give it in minutes and hours? Y'all, I got some COVID fog. I'm going down slowly. We at the end. I feel it coming on, right? So this part right here is the hour part. This part right here is the minute part, okay? So if it asks you to give it the exact hours and minutes, you're going to take everything behind the decimal, which is 0.1, and you're going to multiply it by 60. And that's what's going to give you the minutes, okay? Because there are 60 minutes in an hour. And you know that decimal is like a fraction, right? It's part of it. So if you got 2.5, you know that that's 2.5 hours. So that'd be 2 hours and 30 minutes. So you got 2.1. You're like, well, what is 0.1? Multiply it by 60, and that's going to give you the minutes, okay? So that's going to be 6 minutes. So it'll be 2 hours and 6 minutes until completion, okay? Makes sense? Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we got one more. And it looks like it's a milliliter per hour with a weight base. Yes, that was my problem. Yeah, I was trying to get them all in. One of them got cut off from the screenshot. Somebody's got cut off, but I was trying to do it. Okay, so by completion, do you mean of the 350 mLs? Yes. That's how much was left in the bag. So if it's going at a rate, because one was it 1,000 by 6 hours, right? So 1,000 divided by 6. So it's going at 167 milliliters per hour. So that's the rate if you would have done 1,000 divided by 6. So that means for every hour, 167 milliliters will be going in. So it would take 2 hours and 6 minutes for that 300 and something, I forgot how much it was, to complete. Which sounds about right, right? Am I right? 350. Those confuse me. Use your puzzle pieces, Jess. Use your puzzle pieces, Jess. Use your puzzle pieces, Jess. All right. What if the question stated the hour like started at 6 p.m. and the shift changes at 10? How much is left? Well, how long is 6 to 10? That's when your addition and your subtraction comes in, right? And you can do that. So from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, that's going to be 4 hours. So you will put your 4 hours on there. Okay, let's do this one, and I'm going to bed. I'm take my medicine. Y'all warm me out. Whew. All right, 5 mics per kilogram per minute is the order. Available is 250 mg's per 50 ml. The patient weighs 165 pounds. Calculate how many milliliters per hour you would set the infusion pump. Okay, so what is our goal? What are we looking for? Milliliter per hour, right? Okay, what are our puzzle pieces? We got 165 pounds. Boom. We've got 5 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Boom, boom. Then we got 250 mg's per 50 mLs. Boo, boo, boom. All right. It's all of our puzzle pieces, right? I get confused when there is time involved. Don't let that clock beat you. It's still a puzzle piece too. Okay, it's still just a puzzle piece. If it's asking you for anything with the time, you're always gonna be looking for hours. Because if you get a number, your whole number will be the hour. Your number behind the decimal will be the minutes. So when in doubt, look for hours. Start with your hours and put your puzzle pieces together. Okay. All right. What do we look for? Milliliters. So what are we starting with, y'all? Milliliters, right? Which is 50 ml over 250 mgs. Okay. Do we have milligrams to cross out with the milligrams on the bottom? No, we do not. So therefore, we have to do a conversion. 2 micrograms, right? So 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms. Boom, bam, boom, bow, pow. All right. Now we can put those micrograms from our puzzle piece on the top. Are y'all picking this up? Is this making this a little bit easy for y'all? Let me know. Give me the feedback. That's how I get better in helping you. You give me feedback. Okay. 5 mcgs per kilogram per minute. Boom, boom. Then 1 kg, 2.2 pounds. Boom, boom. 165 pounds over 1. Boom, boom. Last piece, we need hour at the bottom. So it'll be 60 minutes over 1 hour. See, and that it's gonna cut off, but it's 60 minutes over 1 hour. I started too far. My bad. Okay. And where's my calculator? Try to run away from me. 50 times 5 times 165 times 60 divided by 250 divided by 1000 divided by 2.2 equals 4.5 milliliters per hour. I'm new here and I'm loving this. Math is my biggest fear. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. Hopefully, you'll take me along your whole education journey in nursing school because it don't go away after the first semester. It's there the whole time. So yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. So you use that calculator in class or no? Yeah. Why not? My calculator cute, ain't it? And it click clack. Yes. You be sitting up there click clacking like you know what you doing. Yes, you gotta click clack loud too. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, oh, she really getting down over there. I'm like, yeah, she putting those puzzle pieces together. Yes, friend. Yes, friend. Y'all gonna stop making me cutting up on here, okay? But yes, all you need, all you need is a all you need is a simple calculator, but make sure it has I call it the little house, but it's a radical, like the square root. Make sure you have that because you need that for your BSA. But as long as you have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the little square root, you're good. That's all you need. You don't need a graphing calculator or a scientific calculator. You don't need that. I sound like a professional accountant. Yes. They give us little small dingy calculators. No. I did much better on that one. Next live. Wednesday, I think. Think. I think. Make sure you turn your notifications on. Thank you for your sessions. I passed my dose. Sammy! You got that big hunt done. Yes, you got it done. Get it done. Get it done. Love it. I hate that we have to use the ATI calculator. It is what it is. You can still do the calculator trick on the ATI calculator. Y'all got any questions? Any questions? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this stream in.